Helen Lederer is treating us like an old pal, even though we only met 3 minutes ago, regaling us with the nitty-gritty of the trip to a Spanish naturist cottage she just came back from. It was nestled in a mountain up a treacherous road. I've got a thing about heights ever since I did Splash. I go a bit mad like an old lady and have to take someone's arm. It's pathetic, so thank God I wasn't driving. Anyway, we realized we weren't overlooked, so I thought, why bother with that swimming costume bulging out of just to lie by the pool with a glass of wine and your clothes off? That never happens in life. I took a rucksack of clothes but didn't wear any of my knickers. Let's just say the 63-year-old comedian likes a chat and an overshare with strangers, which is just as well, as SHES about to do her first stand-up show in decades at the Edinburgh Festival. I did it for 5 years in the 80s, then I stopped because I got other jobs that made me less frightened. Maybe there's part of me that thinks, why did I stop? Could I have done more? It's unfinished business. It's now or never. I'm not going to do it again because of what it does to me. On my desk, among a load of SH*T, is a thing that says fear is okay. Doing this show is kind of instead of HRT, it's an adrenaline hit. Helen is one of those familiar faces who's been knocking around forever, despite her never being center stage. I'm like the supply teacher of comedy, she says, and that sums her career up pretty well. Helen in A Flat Fab Image, BBC, probably most famous for her turn as Katrina in Absolutely Fabulous. She emerged from the alternative comedy scene of the 80s and has appeared in everything from Bottom to French Saunders, as well as dipping her toes into the reality world on Splash and Celebrity Big Brother. And it's probably down to her distinctive look and those piercing light blue eyes that she is so recognizable. I've got a strange face. People do double takes. They often think I'm their dentist. I clearly look like a hygienist on some level, she laughs, sipping her gin and tonic. One of life's eccentrics and frighteningly honest. We reckon she'd be a proper riot on a night out. I'm looking for a student to be my carer when I go to Edinburgh. I'll pay them and they can pretend to be interested in me and make me go home and put my pajamas on at 8:30 p.m. Then I'll be safe. I'll be out all night otherwise. Helen says she checked the brochure and, other than someone performing burlesque cabaret, she is the oldest person on the Edinburgh bill. But this does have its advantages. Ambition and drive is different when you're a 30 to when you're a 63. I had a huge urge, which sounds disgusting, and now I don't. One of the best things about being older is that nothing is surprising anymore because I've probably experienced most variations of most things. If it's awful now, it won't be as awful as it would have been then. I'm alive, she says, although on the downside, I keep forgetting bits of my set and I don't think that will be at all endearing to the audience. Helen on Celebrity Big Brother Image, supplied by When Helen says age has made her happy with her lot. What is the aim game? Is it going to make me happier to have a big part? When I was in my 40s I wanted my own show, but it was never my path. And if you don't get something you thought you wanted, you actually stop wanting it. The pragmatist in me goes, well, that's just not happened. And it's quite liberating not to want these things anymore. That comes with age, it's like a blood supply that gets cut off, she says. Plus, there's less pressure as the supply teacher. I'd leap at it if a wonderful comedy part came up. But if it doesn't happen, there are other things I can do. She says SHES kept in touch with her contemporaries from the 80s, who are all in their 60s now too. I saw Dawn French for Scrambled Eggs recently, which was very joyous. She likes Big Brother, so I had interesting content for her, she says. It'd be a bit sad if we all went to Switzerland together and shared a chalet on communal holidays. We're all in our middle years now, doing our own thing. One of those things has been dabbling in the world of reality telly. We tell her we read an old interview with her claiming how she would absolutely never take part in Celebrity Big Brother. Oh my God, that's appalling, she exclaims. I was dreading it for a long time, but I knew I had to do it. I just tried to be myself because I wasn't a reality person. I didn't have those tools. And I learnt a lot. Mostly, never again. Helen on Splash Image, Rex. What made her do those shows then? Money. There's always pause when I say that. But why would I, as a large middle-aged woman in a swimsuit, elect to dive in public if it wasn't paid for? Why would anyone do that, she says, before adding, watch this space. I wouldn't do the jungle, because I'd hate to have my arms showing. Never mind kangaroo willies when there's bingo wing anxiety to be contending with. Helen admits she flashes the cash at fighting the aging process. I do Botox, but the hypocritical thing is we're all doing it, so we look like we're not doing it. It's like, can you do it but make me look natural? My mother went for a perm every 3 weeks. It's just the modern way. I don't look like a model, I look a bit weird. I know what I haven't got, but there's a basic line of presentation. My skin is good. Take the makeup off every night. And creme de la mer. That's BL***dy expensive, but I have a system. Helen's lives in South London with GP husband Chris, who gets exasperated with her spending, and she has a 28-year-old daughter Hannah with her ex, the journalist Roger Walton. And after a brief career as an actress, she starred in Echo Beach with Jason Donovan. Aged 17, Hannah has now moved away from showbiz, much to Helen's relief. Helen and daughter Hannah Image. She was scouted as a model outside Topshop, and I thought, OF***CK. But I knew I couldn't say no. Then she got a job on Echo Beach. I wasn't thrilled. But she went to university, and now she has chosen another path, nothing to do with either me or her father, who are both quite extreme characters. That makes me very proud. I don't know too much about her world, she says, describing Hannah's ventures as doing important things with the planet, and chefing, and pickling interesting things. It's no wonder SHES happy Hannah hasn't chosen showbiz, given her own self-doubt. It'd be lovely if I didn't play to 90 empty seats, she says, thoughts returning to her stand-up show. It's best to prepare. Expect the worst and then it's manageable. But I'm 63, and I just go, for God's sake, I may as well say what I think. There's nowhere to hide anymore. How does Helen spend her Sunday? Lying or up with the larks? Alas, I like a lie-in. My other half wakes up very early. I like sleeping late, but not too late. I like the thought that the rest of the universe should also be horizontal at that moment, so I'm not missing out. Then I'd get up and go and see some art and watch a French film, something arty. Sunday papers are catching up on TV, newspapers in bed with coffee, flicking through, not reading intently. Then a bit of TV for the paper reviews. I used to do that for Sky until I got sacked. I wasn't political enough and didn't want to offend anyone, so I just talked about animal stories and looky-likeys. Sunday roast up a lunch. I wouldn't know what to do with a roast. You get a piece of animal, shove it in the oven, and take it out again. To me, that's not cooking. I do a nice tagine with couscous, apricots and raisins, and a spice I've just discovered that everyone else already knows called sumac. Lazy day or gym day exercise would be sensible, but that's when everyone else does it. The best thing is to go when you miss the intense people. Hungover or fresh as a daisy. I love to stay in on a Saturday, so I'm not often hungover on a Sunday. I don't do anything in conventional time. I don't drink every day, but I am a drinker. Helen Lederer, I might as well say it is, at Underbelly, Bristow Square, Jersey during the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, from 3 to 26 August. For tickets and info go to underbellyedinburgh.co.uk.